them I made it. And of course her answer was, well, I knew you could if you just tried hard enough. Yeah, no, it's not that easy. But I made it. And we'll just leave it at that. No, it was one of those deals where, it was exciting. And she had told me, one day if you, applied the work and put in the effort that, you could make it at that level. But obviously, that's just something a lot of people say. But you do have to put the time in, and it was good to see it pay off. It started with Mike Budenholzer catching me because the Spurs were coming on, we were leaving. I mean, that's how Summer League worked. And he said, hey, you need to work out with us. Okay, I'll find it. And I just went up there and started playing with those guys every day. And Mario Ellie, he was one of the he said, hey, they were talking about you back there in that coach's office. You better stay with it. All right. Hey, get here early. Okay. And that's how that thing happened.
And at what point Pop takes you aside, right? And specifically comes up and he goes,
Yeah, he pulls me aside. We go over a couple of drills. He likes what he sees. And, I'll never forget that day he followed me to the parking lot. And he said, just nonchalantly, you going to be busy the next couple of months? I'm like, not really. He follows me out to the car after practice one day, and he asked me what I was going to be doing for the next couple of months and would I like to join them and go with them to training camp. I called my agent, and he goes, stuff like that doesn't happen, right? I said, I'm aware of that. And he said, well, you did say yes. And I said, oh, I said yes. And probably 2 days later, we were on a plane going to Paris. I was going to start working at HEB, join the HEB team. I was going to be an overnight stock guy. But Pop said, I think we can pay you a little bit more money than that. So I took it. I jumped on it. It was a great opportunity.
And then even before you got to the Spurs, the time with the Wizards, they would have brought you back, except that
they were going to bring me back, but they had a gentleman that played with them. They wore number 45, and I'll leave that as a trivia question for everybody. But they weren't sure if he was going to come back or retire. He came back, and so I didn't join that team.
At home, just in case, you're like 45, like you're
45, yeah, 45. He plays golf.
He plays golf. His initials are MJ.
Yeah.
His last name rhymes with Borden.
Yeah.
And he's widely regarded as the greatest basketball player who ever lived.
One of the greatest basketball players ever, yes.
Did Coach Collins present it to you like that? Like, we have a guy? Or did you know full well who it was?
No, I knew exactly who it was. Because he would come up there when we were up there scrimmaging and want to play. But Doug had to keep him off the court. He wanted to play. And it was just, the summer league guys just trying to get a workout in. But he wanted to play. He wanted to compete, and that's just who he was.
And obviously, as we talked about, that leads to your time in San Antonio. You get on that plane, you're going to Paris. It's a whirlwind, right? Because you're
absolutely.
Ready to work at HEB.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all of a sudden, you're on a plane to Paris. You get to camp, and you got to scratch and claw to prove that you belong on this team, that it just won the championship.
They just won it, right? Absolutely, yeah.
So how did you manage to hang on, considering that Pop had basically you joined the team because Pop followed you outside the gym and said, "Come play for us"?
Well, I mean, it's one of those deals where you know what you're getting into. You know the history behind San Antonio, and so all the oohs and ahs of they're gone once the basketball's in play. And with, the amount of veterans, that the team had, playing time was going to be, hard to do unless you went out there and you earned it. And, so that was my whole mindset going into training camp is, all the wondering if you can play at this level's got to go out the window. Now we just got to go out there and get it done. It's a crazy story, but for me it was unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable.
You're watching Sports Tonight, San Antonio's only nightly 30-minute sportscast with exclusive sports coverage you won't find anywhere else.